Welcome to week 5, day 4 of our e-learning lessons. This is our final lessons for the week. Remember, this was a 4-day week. We did not have school on Monday. Our focus for the last 2 weeks has been text features and visual features. How can they help us get an idea what the reading is going to be about, and how can we use that information to keep our minds ready to continue the reading and ask questions and make predictions as we read? Our performance task. How can I use text and visual features to help me comprehend the overall meaning of the text? How can I go back and use information from the text and visual features to help me answer questions? Your assignment for the first part of your lesson: write a title, a text feature for the newspaper article. Add a caption, a text feature, that tells more about the photograph that you see. The information in this short reading. If you notice, we have a visual feature. In this visual feature, we have a photograph of a dog with a pumpkin hat, sticking his tongue out and making a very funny face. Listen to the reading to help decide what will be the best title for this text. Last year, a family in Brandon, Florida went out for a walk. But before they went out, they decided to put a costume on their dog, Sally. The mother said she loves to wear costumes on her walk. Well, on that day, she decided to show her true personality. Once she was dressed and ready for a walk, she made funny faces at her family members. They all laughed at her and her funny faces. While on their walk, they came to an older man who was out walking his dog. Sally made more funny faces at the older man and his dog. Then they came to some kids playing in their front yard. Sally, being Sally, made more funny faces at them. The kids couldn't help it. They started laughing at the funny dog. Finally, they made it back to their house. They took off the costume and sat off of Sally, and she played with her stuffed toy. She had a busy but entertaining day. Think about what would make a good title for this reading. Your title needs to make sure it has capital letters at the beginning of each of the words, just like every title does. When you come to the caption, think about what you read, and think about what would be a good detailed sentence that would go with this photograph and the reading. Remember that your caption is a complete sentence. It should have a capital letter at the beginning and some kind of a punctuation at the end of it to make it a complete sentence. Text features. It can be part of the text, a sign, or a chart. Text features tell more about the text or the topic. Text features can help an author get a message across with just a few words. These are a few kinds of text features: the title of the text, bold words and headings, and then the captions that usually go with some kind of a picture or a photo. Read the sign and look at the text features. Then answer the questions. Stay healthy by washing right. We definitely understand this lately. So this poster kind of goes hand in hand in what we're doing right now. In the very first illustration, I see a sink with water coming out, and I see two hands rubbing together. That's all the illustration gives me. Let me read the caption. This should give me a little bit more specific details. Wet your hands with warm water. In the second illustration, I see two hands again, but it looks like they're pushing a soap bottle, because I can read the word soap on the bottle, and putting soap on their hands. The caption says, use soap. In the third illustration, I see two hands kind of stuck together, like they're almost grabbing the fingers and putting them all together. Let me read the caption, get a little bit more details. Rub your hands for 20 seconds. In the fourth illustration, I see the hands back under the sink again. It's the exact same illustration as the first one. Rinse well with warm water. The first one said wet your hands with warm water. This one says rinse, because we're rinsing off that soap. In the fifth one, I see the two hands together with something in between it, maybe a piece of paper, paper towel, a gigantic Band-Aid, a weird looking sock, something. Let me read the caption, see if it helps me out. Dry your hands with a paper towel or an air dryer. It's a paper towel in between the hands, drying them. You need to make sure you can use the visual features and the text feature of the caption and the text feature that goes with the title to answer your questions that go with it. Number one, what conclusion can you draw from the sign's title? That means, what can you come up with based on the title? Number two, What's the best temperature for washing your hands? How do you know? So I need both parts of that question answered, and if there's a text box, I need you to give me a complete sentence. Question number 3. Do the captions help you better understand the pictures? Explain your answer. It's not just a yes or no question. You have to tell me why. Then you come to your final exit ticket for the week. The directions say, pick one of the photographs and write a caption that tells more about it. That caption needs to be a detailed sentence giving me more about what you see in that photograph. In the first one, I see a little boy in a red Corvette with shiny silver rims, and I see him with that face expression. He's like, "Rah, I got my car." In the second photograph, or the second visual feature, I have a very famous monster truck named Gravedigger. I see that Gravedigger, this gigantic monster truck with these huge tires, is squashing cars, demolishing them, and flying through the air and zooming around the track. I've got to make sure I come up with a good detailed caption. So remember, choose one of them and give me a detailed caption. Once you finish your assignments today, you have finished day 4 work. Remember, I'm asking you to make sure you're working on your iReady reading and your iReady math minutes. I've been checking throughout the weeks, and I can tell a lot of students are not signing on to do their iReady work. This will be reflected on your progress alerts that will be going home soon. Make sure you take your time to do your best work, and make sure you take time to turn in your work so you can get credit for the assignments that you do. If you have questions about your assignments, please reach out to your teachers. We're here to help you out, answer any questions you might have. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful weekend.